If a man has gone through the foreknowledge of God and stepped into the realm of predestination and goes from predestination to the calling of God and goes through the dimensions of the calling of God into the justification of God in all dimensions, and then comes into the dimension where God raptures him in glorification into his presence, that man God is for and God is with. Who can be against him?
The gospel of life, incorruption, immortality, and sonship with the bondservant of Christ, John Anosike.
For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. Whom he did foreknow, he predestinate to conform to the image of his Son. And then whom he predestines, he calls. So many have called themselves. You can understand that you don't call yourself. You don't even know if you're called or not. God calls you when you're busy taking care of your sheep. Come on, taking care of your livestock. I'm talking about Abraham. Abraham didn't know that God foreknew him even before he was born. Come on, he found him in the loins of Adam. Oh. So Abraham was just doing his thing, and God said, Abraham. Before the call, he foreknew him. Before the call, he has influenced him in predestination to conform into his eternal plans. So Abraham was the third dimension of his calling, not the first, not the second. It was a manifestation of the third dimension. And when you are called, he justifies you. Now, justification in that dimension is an exemption from every possible demonic claims on the existence of that individual. There is no dimension of guilt, afflictions, and legal claims that will be allowed from the predestined and called of God. So he justifies. And by the time he justifies, he envelopes and engulfs that person with what we call glory. Glorification is the state of perfection in the sight of Yahweh. It doesn't mean that the person might have some shortcomings, but in the sight of God, he's been justified. Said, I will have mercy to whom I will have mercy to. That's what it says. I'll show grace to whom I will. So leave him alone. He's God. He's supreme. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Now, what was Paul saying here? He wasn't referring to everybody. He was referring to those that have been glorified. It means that those that have stepped into the fullest capacity of God's grace, the foreknowledge of God, the predestined, the called, the justified, and the glorified. Now, this is a man or a group of people, whoever they are, have been captured into the everlasting presence of the Lord. So if God be for us, if God be with us, in that glorification, though God is with us, God is for you. Who can be against you? who can be against you? If God be for you, who can be against you? You know what that means? If a man has gone through the foreknowledge of God and stepped into the realm of predestination and goes from predestination to the calling of God and goes through the dimensions of the calling of God into the justification of God in all dimensions, and then comes into the dimension where God raptures him in glorification into his presence, that man God is for and God is with. Who can be against him? Wait until you have stepped into the glorification. Wait until you have been justified. Wait until you've been called. Wait until you've been predestinated. Wait until you've been foreknown. Push. These are dimensions. Listen, the day he was foreknown, or the day he was foreknown, was not the same day that he was justified. He had to go through the conformity. He had to conform. See, predestination is the vibrations of the Spirit that transports a man into conformity to the very image of his Son. So after you've been conformed to the image of the Son, then the justification of all dimensions are affirmed on that man. It's in the pedal, ekinina, evomuto usekitide, because there are other dimensions of authorities that can challenge the courtroom of Zion. Wake up. The accuser of the brethren has been cast down. Finally, for the accuser of the brethren has been cast down. It hasn't happened yet. So for a man to be justified by God, there are other realms that these justifications will be imposed and established. You know why? Because this man is found impeccable, because he's been conformed into the image of Christ.
Special announcement from the Office of the Bondservant of Christ, John Anosike. Please beware of fake accounts on social media, be it Facebook, YouTube, and all others impersonating the man of God, asking for funds from people. Please note, Pastor John does not have any orphanage in Nigeria or in any country, nor does he ask anyone to donate to any orphanage. Also note that the only official page of the man of God, Pastor John Anosike, is the one with over 451,000 followers. Our YouTube channel also has over 155,000 subscribers. Note that the man of God does not chat, send friend requests, nor inbox people on social media, be it Messenger or WhatsApp. Therefore, anyone doing such is false and should be treated as such. This is a notice that you are informed and sensitized to be alert and vigilant. Stay connected and keep subscribing to the teachings of the Bondservant of Christ, John Anosike.
Due to malicious and fraudulent activities, please note that these are the only official 2 accounts of the ministry. For EFT or bank transfer, bank, First National Bank, FNB, account name, New World Faith Ministries, account number 622-67035048, branch, Woodstock, branch code 250655, Swift code FIRNZAJJ. Building project banking details. City of Sons. Bank, First National Bank, FNB. Account name, New World Faith Ministries. Account number 623-569-03578. Branch code 250655. Branch, Woodstock. Swift code FIRNZAJJ. To give online, kindly visit our website and use the following link: www.spiritrevelationchurch.org/give. Here, you can give via PayFast for those that are in Southern Africa, and PayPal for international donations.
Good news for all those living in West Africa. For your giving and donations, here are the only official and approved banking details. Name: Ikechukwu John Anosike. Account number: 1170020753. Bank: Zenith Bank.
Please note that the following is our official and only PayPal email for the ministry: donations@spiritrevelationchurch.org. Kindly report any suspicious activities to our emergency line, +27 63 423 5895, or email info@spiritrevelationchurch.org.